In this video, we're going to go over a few tips to keep in mind when shooting your first short film. What's good, people? Welcome to my channel. My name is Wisdom. I'm a film studies graduate from the University of Essex. And since I graduated in 2023, I've been studying and making short films independently. And after tons of mistakes and incomplete projects, I've learned new skills and new methods of approaching short filmmaking. And that's why in this video, I want to share everything I've learned along the way. Yeah, so you have to have a good story. I mean, a good story can be defined by anyone. Everyone has a subjective view. But a good story has to have certain components: conflict, stakes, sympathetic characters, and transformation. Conflict in terms of, yeah, the character is going up against the desires of another character, or is going up against an obstacle in his way. The next one is stakes. So stakes are so important because they keep you invested. The bigger the stake, the more is on the line for both you watching and the character in the film. So, for example, in The Hobbit, it's the small, tiny hobbit that has the ring and must complete the mission to save the whole world. So the fate of the whole world is at stake. So, or in maybe on a smaller scale, someone being late to school. So, let's say a girl slept overnight and she missed uh, the bus. So now the stake is she's going to be late to school. That's still a stake. I mean, it could be at a high level, it could be at a very minute level. Just depends. Sympathetic characters. Sympathetic characters in terms of, if you don't love someone, there's no way you're going to be invested in their life. Or if you don't like someone, there's no way you're invested in their life. Just go to someone else who you like. I mean, so if you don't like a character, you're not going to be invested in character stories. So films often try to build up an investment into the character, make him more relatable to the audience, to make you invested in what happens to this character. Because if you don't care about what happens to the character, it really doesn't matter. Well, and to be honest, a sympathetic character, you can be also invested in. You can also be invested in a character that isn't particularly good, as in Scarface, for example. He isn't an angel, but compared to everyone around him, he's better than him. He has some kind of moral code to him, which makes you sympathize with him, which makes you see him as the good person. The last one is transformation. Transformation in terms of character moves from one particular state of mind to another at the end. So you see a gradual progression of that character into a newly formed state of mind or state of values or anything. A second tip will be keeping things simple. Keeping things simple in terms of, you need one character, you need one location. I mean, in terms of the short films I've filmed, the highest amount of locations I've used was two. I've only used two locations. In my film I submitted for my final project, I used two locations. It was a short film, 10-minute film, but it happened in two locations, back and forth. And that was the end of the film. One character, one location. One location is the best. The crew should be very minimal. Maybe you or someone else shooting to save. Because in terms of your first short film, you may be on a budget. You may not be. But if you're on a budget, best thing, even if you're not on a budget, I feel like you should just make the keep the crew small. Apart from your crew, the second crew member you can shoot. I mean, you may be doing it independently. It depends on you. But apart from that person, the only thing I would advise you to do is outsource your editing, because it just makes things, gives you room to think about other things. You could use the other time idea generating and writing the script or something else, but give the editing someone else to handle, so you can free up time for creating more short films. My next tip will be to utilize social media. I mean, social media is the new wave. It's the new thing involves streaming, especially to Netflix and the rest. So I feel every new beginner filmmaker should utilize YouTube and Twitter to or Reddit, especially Reddit, because there's a big community on Reddit which you could capitalize on to advertise your short film. If you're not ready to do that yet, you can show your family, they can give you feedback so you can work on yourself. You can work on your style. You can work on your style of editing, your style of writing dialogue, your style of storytelling. I'm going to share some storytelling techniques in my new video. So if you liked this video, click right here to watch my next video on storytelling techniques, where I break down the steps you take to make your stories viral. So you're keeping people's attention, keeping people engaged your story from the beginning to the end. Thanks for watching this video. See you in that video. Peace.